Canada, the land of politeness, potholes, and political stupidity. Every week, there's another headline that makes you wonder if the people running this country are playing a prank on us. From the so-called Ostrich massacre that looked more like a bad theater production, to foreign freeloaders cashing checks while trashing our streets, this is the reality our leaders pretend doesn't exist. So buckle up, because what you're about to see will make your blood boil, your eyes roll, and your faith in Canadian leadership drop faster than Trudeau's approval rating. Hey, before we dive in, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Mac's Opinion, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next dose of unfiltered Canadian truth. Now, let's roll the clips. Just a quick update on the ostrich situation in BC. I wanted to add this clip first because the rest are in a different narrative. Here's more proof that the ostrich massacre was a bullshit show. In this clip, you can see a skid steer operator scooping up dead ostrich bodies. But what you can't see is a hazmat or PPE suit being worn by the skid steer operator. Pathetic. The ostrich cull was a psychological operation, not a biosecurity measure. This destruction of life was never about health. It was about validating system authority under the guise of protection. Has anyone been to a grocery store in Brampton lately? Seems it's been completely conquered now.
Jai! Jai Shri Ram!
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 Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
The halal meat sector is expanding rapidly at 10 to 15% annually, far outpacing the overall meat market's 1 to 2% growth. The food professor stated that sales of halal meat in Canada have risen by 12% over the past year, reflecting growing consumer demand and broader availability across major grocery retailers. You know what I hear? I hear how the European culture that built Canada is being erased from the country, and the invasion is almost complete. Imagine coming as a refugee to Canada, receiving $82,000 a year from hard-working Canadian taxpayers, some of whom, by the way, don't even make that much, and you're out protesting because of processing delays in your chosen immigration program.
We need our kids! We need our kids!
Separated by thousands of kilometers from their families, with no clue as to when they will see their loved ones again, dozens of refugees seeking permanent residency gathered Sunday to raise their concerns over skyrocketing processing times.
It's time to close these programs, reject applications, and ship all freeloaders back to where they came from.
We deport anyone that needs to be deported.
This Liberal MP says we deport who needs to be deported. But the opposition tears her statement into pieces with facts. But the Liberal MP still repeats her lies.
We deport anyone that needs to be deported. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Calgary Nose Hill.
Except for a Pakistani national who was convicted of raping his niece, who came into Canada while being on the UK sex offender list, or Simba's abuser here. This government doesn't take this seriously. In fact, it's so bad, Mr. Speaker, that this week the Liberals admitted that they didn't even know how many criminals, convicted criminals, they gave citizenship to. Wow. Seriously, they put that in an order paper question. So I'll give her one more opportunity here. How many citizenships did the minister issue to criminals in Canada? Because her department couldn't answer this week.
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, let me be clear. Foreign nationals who are convicted of a crime are inadmissible to Canada.
Except for a Pakistani rapist on a sex offender list who came from the UK. Oh, and what about these other migrants who broke major Canadian laws and promote hatred and bring their culture wars into Canada with them? Like this non-Canadian immigrant Pakistani Yasser Baig, who fled the scene after causing a deadly crash that unalived a 22-year-old woman on the Queen Elizabeth Way in Mississauga, Ontario. He was ordered to be removed from Canada, but somehow he has won the chance to stay in Canada. You see this, my fellow Canucks? You can unalive somebody in Canada and get a free pass, but only if you are not a Canadian-born citizen. So when a migrant commits a serious crime in Canada, instead of being deported as it's supposed to go, they show leniency for them. Just to refresh your memory, this piece of garbage caused an accident that occurred in the Toronto-bound lanes of the QEW near Cawthra Road around 10 p.m. in 2018. He got angry that night because someone flashed their high beams at him and honked, probably driving like an idiot. So what does this dirtbag do? He suddenly cuts in front of traffic in the left passing lane, slows his Honda Civic to about 50 kilometers per hour, causing the vehicles immediately behind him to abruptly slow down. When the driver behind him flashed his high beams twice, this shithead responded by bringing his car to a complete stop on the busy highway, causing a 5-vehicle pileup, and he fled the scene. He fled the scene! 7 people were rushed to the hospital from the crash scene, including 2 women who suffered critical injuries. One of the women, Nicole Turcotte, 22 of Niagara Falls, later died in hospital. So what do you think should have happened? Instant deportation, right? Well, that's what was supposed to happen, but he appealed and played his sympathy card, and apparently it worked because he was granted the right to stay in Canada. Are you paying attention yet?
We deport anyone that needs to be deported.
Oh, really? What about these guys who gathered a 500-plus car rally in Montreal, Quebec? Why is this still being allowed in Canada? Why aren't they being deported? This Khalistan movement seeks an independent Sikh homeland, Khalistan, in India's Punjab region, often through violent means. And yet, they're here in Canada spreading their terroristic propaganda. Yes, Khalistani terrorists and extremists are present and active in Canada, as confirmed by multiple official reports and arrests. While not representative of the Sikh community, their operations threaten both Indian and Canadian security. The Liberals, for some reason or other, won't do anything about it. We need to kick this shitty behavior out of Canada now. Insurance scam in Mississauga, Ontario.
Man struck by vehicle.
Says witness driving Dodge Ram. It's good to have a dash cam these days with these effing foreign scammers all over the place. Are you kidding? A McMaster student's life was ended in a coordinated attack, and one of the men involved, originally convicted and ordered deported, is now getting another chance to stay in Canada. It's mind-blowing that our system allows a non-citizen tied to a deadly crime to keep dragging this out years later. If you take part in a serious crime on Canadian soil, you shouldn't get to remain in Canada. Full stop. Our laws should protect Canadians and honor the lives of victims, not create loopholes that give violent offenders a path to stay.
We deport anyone that needs to be deported.
Yeah, I still don't believe you. I wanted to get this video out sooner, but hang-ups happened. Okay, so Canada's new Remembrance Day postage stamp will feature a Sikh soldier on it to honor the few Sikh soldiers who fought for Canada. Although I still appreciate their personal sacrifices, I just want to put this into perspective for a moment. There were over 620,000 Canadians who fought for Canada in World War I, and only around 10 Sikh soldiers. 10! In World War II, there were over 1.1 million Canadians who fought for Canada, and there were only 300 Sikh soldiers. Yes, over 1.1 million Canadian soldiers and only 300 Sikhs. And they're getting a freaking postage stamp. This is what happens when they try and rewrite our history as a country and pretend as if it was something completely different from what it actually was. Remember the Sir John A. Macdonald statues? They're trying to confuse you, brainwash you, and they're trying to rewrite your history. Do not allow them to do that, because this is a complete joke and a slap in the face to every actual Canadian who fought and died for Canada. This is nothing but virtue signaling, optics, and whatever other nefarious plans these Liberals have for Canada. And yes, I believe the Liberals were 100% involved, maybe even the NDP, because, well, have you seen some of the MPs in those parties lately? Okay, I'm sure you're pretty triggered at this point, so I will try and cheer you up. And since Christmas is just around the corner, all those Christmas candies and especially those tins of cookies are hitting the shelves. I'll share the making of those Christmas cookies you all enjoy so much. Roll the clip!
Ah-ho-ho, see the snow go glisten. We slip and slide, but Halloween's so crisp. And Santa doing Bangra on the rooftop. Says the bells ring out, we never gonna stop. Jingle Banger bells, Hallow dance and play. Christmas night is here, we laugh all away. Ho-ho-halloo, challah, ring those bells. Banger beats so bright, Hallow fun compels. Jingle Banger bells, Hallow laugh and yell. Mango lassie hop, coat the wind man mop. Tinsel on my cart to give the eng a hop. Reindeer doing Bangra, shake those bells. Crack-a-color laughter, Hallow ring and swell. Jingle Banger bells, Hallow party right. Christmas canal shining through the night. Shake, shimmy, swirl, let the laughter swell. Santa's got us around to hear the joyful knell. Jingle Banger bells, Hallow Christmas yells.
If you think this madness ends here, it doesn't. Every single day, our leaders rewrite history, protect criminals, and silence anyone who dares to speak up. That's why voices like Mac's Opinion matter, because the truth deserves to be loud, raw, and unapologetically Canadian. If you're tired of watching your country crumble under weak leadership and fake virtue, hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this video before they find another way to bury the truth. Let's remind Ottawa that real Canadians are paying attention, and we're not going anywhere. Subscribe for more truth, support the channel, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers!